What does dreaming about a donkey mean? You're probably thinking to yourself, of all the possible animals that you could dream of, why a donkey? Now, you may be a big fan of Donkey from the Shrek movie series, but come on, let's be real. Most people don't really consider a donkey to be some sort of ideal animal or some animal that they look forward to dreaming about. A lot of people don't think of donkeys as being particularly cute. Still, if you see this type of animal in your dream, your subconscious is trying to get across some very important messages involving your waking life that you need to pay attention to. Otherwise, you either will keep seeing donkeys in your dreams, or those issues that your subconscious is trying to get your attention on will bubble up to the surface, and before you know it, you have a lot more to deal with in your waking life. And who wants that additional stress, right? Generally speaking, when you dream of donkeys, your subconscious is not trying to communicate to you that you have some sort of weird fixation with this beast of burden. Instead, the donkey symbolizes your personal stubbornness, your unwillingness to change your opinion or alter whatever assumption or expectation you have of people, yourself, or things in general based on new information. That's the bottom line. And a lot of people think that as long as they stick to their guns, that means that they have strength of character, that they have stability, that they have a firm foundation for dealing with life. You're more than welcome to look at things from that perspective, but you have to know how to draw the line between being stubborn and being adequately strong-willed. There is a healthy balance, because if you are stubborn, you're not doing yourself any favors. You're refusing to change just for the sake of refusing to change, when in reality, you need to change so you can become a more effective person. The same goes with persistence. Persistence is great if you are going in the right direction, but if you're constantly wrong, all the persistence in the world is not going to help you. In fact, it's going to be your kryptonite. It's holding you back. Your strong will, that a lot of people often associate with the donkey, can be very positive in certain contexts. But if you are dealing with an internal struggle or an external reality that always leads to a bad ending, maybe the reason why it keeps ending badly is your strong will. Make your strong will work for you instead of against you. How do you do that? Well, in this context, the donkey represents the need for humility, patience, and context or perspective. It all boils down to being willing to listen and learn from other people. What follows are some contextual variations of this general theme, depending on the symbols that you see in your donkey dreams. What does it mean to dream of a donkey in a field? When you see a donkey plowing or eating in a field, this can indicate that you are craving for a deeper sense of freedom and independence. The donkey in this context is associated with the open spaces of nature, open ideas, open flows of energy. And you feel that whatever it is you're doing now, maybe it's your job, maybe it's your marriage, maybe it's your friendships, you're not free, because your range of motion, the things that you can think about, the things you can talk about, the things you can do, the people you can see, they're all repetitive. They're all within a narrow confines, and you feel like almost trapped in your life. You feel dictated to. Now, the interesting thing about this type of dream is the only person that can dictate to you how to live your life that way is you. So that is the paradox. You're upset with the fact that you don't have as much autonomy as you would like, but you really have nobody else to blame except yourself. You put yourself in that situation. And this is where the deeper meaning of this dream comes in, because if you really want autonomy, And if you really want to be free, you have to be self-sufficient. I'm not just talking about money, I'm talking also about emotions. So the reason why you are like this donkey in a field that isn't feeling free is because you're dependent on other people's validation. You're dependent on your job that you can't leave, but hate. Do you see how this works? So something's got to give. If you want to be more self-sufficient, start building things. Start doing side hustles. Start earning passive income, building digital assets. Maybe you can farm crypto airdrops. Maybe you can blog. Maybe you can create YouTube videos. Do something that involves creating an asset that you build once but can earn many times over in the future or can go up in value. You have to do it. Nobody else can do this for you. What does it mean to dream of a donkey carrying a load? If the main focus of your donkey dream is the load that the donkey is carrying, this indicates a need for balance between your personal and professional life. This can also mean that you see some sort of imbalance between your emotional needs, physical needs, financial needs, and spiritual needs. Usually people who find themselves in this type of situation focus on getting as much money as they can, and that's great for taking care of the financial load. That's a big deal. But here's the problem. If it takes off too much of your spiritual resources from the table, you end up overpaying for the solution, and you establish this imbalance that is going to plague you for the rest of your life. Because if there is a God-shaped hole in your life, all the money in the world cannot fill that. Do you see how this works? This is a touchy situation for many people because they don't want to be reminded of this, that they have spiritual needs. Because if you take care of that, everything else will flow from it. Your emotional health, your mental health, your sense of legacy, your sense of purpose and meaning, and you can adopt a healthier balance between work and your inner world. What does it mean to dream of a donkey being ridden? If the main focus of your dream involves the rider of a donkey, this indicates that you feel on a subconscious level that you've lost a sense of control. You're not free. Somebody directs you, somebody tells you what to do. You may be high up in the org chart of a company, but at the end of the day, you feel that somebody is still pulling on your strings and it's burning you out. It's taking a toll on you. You feel that they're dominating you, kind of like a donkey that is being whipped to go in a straight line or being pulled by ropes. What this dream is trying to get across is that there's a part of you that wants to assert your independence. There's a part of you that wants to feel self-empowered. But here you are, slavishly sticking to the script set by somebody else. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to quit your job. This doesn't mean that you have to do something so drastic. Instead, you just need to know the parameters that you're allowed to work with and draw as much creativity out of that. Try to expand it, try to deepen it. And when you do so, you find fulfillment in whatever it is that you've chosen to do for a living, as well as fulfillment within relationships that you've committed to. Instead of looking for a younger partner, maybe better looking, stick to what you have and deepen that relationship. Look at her with a fresh set of eyes, and you'd be surprised as to how much more fulfilling your relationship would be. The same goes with your work. You might think that it's reached a point where it's become a daily humiliation, and the only reason why you haven't left and burned your bridges is because it pays well or pays well enough. I get it. That's fair. But that doesn't mean that you'd have to live in some sort of prison. You can deepen whatever it is you do at work. You can become more efficient. You can find shortcuts. You can resolve to do more at a higher quality standard in a shorter period of time, what do you think will happen to you? You'll become an asset. And guess what? They want to promote you because you have mastered your job. And they would like you to teach other people that, and that position is called a manager or supervisor. Don't be surprised as to how much a little bit more love for what you do can produce as far as your earning capacity and as far as the status you have in your company. What does it mean to dream of a donkey in a city? Talk about a weird dream. You see this donkey that you normally associate with some sort of rural or provincial or farm setting, and here he is, right in the middle of a concrete jungle, right in the middle of New York City or even San Francisco. What's going on? Well, this dream represents the integration of nature and urban life. What your subconscious is letting you know is that you need to find harmony between your natural side and your cultivated side. Don't just do everything based on money. Don't just focus on your day-to-day expenses and needs. Focus also on the higher things of life. Focus on expressing your creativity, being able to communicate your feelings. Because if you just focus on practical things, you set in motion a deep imbalance in your life, and pretty soon your emotional needs will get the better of you, and you might explode. You might say the wrong things to the wrong people at the wrong time, and all sorts of mess will happen. Just a quick reminder, if you are enjoying this video, please click the like button and hit subscribe. Please be sure to click the bell notification icon so you don't miss any of our updates. Thanks a lot. Now back to our dream analysis. What does it mean to dream of a donkey talking? One of the most famous passages from the Bible is the talking donkey of the Gentile prophet Balaam. In that part of the Bible, the book of Judges, Balaam's donkey started talking to him. And this was due to the influence of the angel or supernatural power that was nearby. When you see a talking donkey in your dreams, you can safely assume that this has something to do with your spiritual aspect. I'm talking about your intuition, your inner reservoir of creativity and wisdom. You better listen, because when you see a talking donkey, they're talking from instinctual knowledge that you have deep down inside you. Because people process reality in many different ways. And as we get older, the way we process reality becomes more automatic and regimented. A lot of creativity is set aside, and it is no surprise that a lot of people, as they get older, find themselves in these seemingly complicated arrangements and situations that they feel that they cannot escape. When in reality, if they were just to look at their situation from the perspective of a little kid, the answer is staring at them. It's not a mystery. It doesn't have to be grandiose. It doesn't have to be as overly complicated as you assume it to be. This is what the talking donkey represents. It's your instinctual ability to simplify things. So look for the simple answer. This is not a blow to your ego. It doesn't mean that you are somehow getting dumber because you are looking for the most simplistic answer. Because a lot of the times, that's all you need. Stop overcomplicating things. This is especially true when it comes to issues involving your relationships. What does it mean to dream of a donkey being chased? When you see yourself on a donkey being chased by other people, or you were just a witness to a donkey being chased by other animals or people, this indicates fear, anxiety, and also the matching need to confront such fears and anxieties. And one common way of phrasing this is that you have to overcome your inner demons. Your inner demon may be alcohol. Your inner demon may be shyness. Your inner demon may be sheer laziness. Whatever the case may be, when you see donkeys being chased in your dreams, this is a call to action by your subconscious to man up, Things are not as hard as you think they are. Things are not as complicated as they are, because when you do that, you're basically just giving yourself excuse after excuse to wait for somebody else to show up as if by magic to solve your problems. Well, I'm sorry to be the one to break this to you, but nobody's going to put on a cape to save you, because everybody's already busy trying to save themselves. You're going to have to do it yourself. And the good news is these long-held, overly complicated issues in your life that you've been waiting for to unravel, or where somebody who is a paid consultant to demystify for you, they're actually simpler than you think. In many cases, you can solve them immediately just by deciding to confront them right now. So why not do that? What does it mean to dream of a donkey being gentle? If the main image in your dream involves a donkey that is especially friendly and is extra gentle, this indicates that you have a deep need for compassion. You feel that at some level in your life, people just don't get you, that you're easy to misunderstand. Maybe you're the type of person who always has a scowl, or has a growling look, who looks upset, but in reality, you're just normal. It's your neutral face. This is your subconscious telling you that you have to be aware of the signals you're sending to the universe, because the universe is not a genius. It cannot read your mind. It can only bounce back signals that you yourself send out. So if you want love, send out loving signals. If you want empathy, be empathic. If you want compassion, practice compassion. Do you see how this works? So understand that we are all connected at a deep level. We're all sending out these vibrations, and understand that we're bouncing off these signals to each other. So if you want gentleness, practice gentleness. It really is that simple. You get out what you put in, but here's the clincher. The universe is also a signal amplifier. So if you're sending out kindness, don't be all that shocked when the world responds 10 times over. That's how rewarding it can be, but it can also be crushing and dehumanizing if you send out the wrong signals. And it all boils down to what you consciously send out there. You're not a victim. You're not an impotent or passive witness to all of this. This type of reality is playing out because of the signals you're actively sending right now. So be more conscious about it, be more self-aware, and you will get better results. What does it mean to dream of a donkey in a group? If you see a group of donkeys, you may be thinking that this is an empty detail. You may be thinking that these donkeys are just socializing. Well, your subconscious is actually trying to get across to you that as smart and as independent as you may think you may be, you need community. You need social connections, because whatever ideas that you put out there and whatever ideas that you think are genius ideas, they can stand improvement by simply being bounced off other people. Because think about it, if you try to recruit other people's feedback or critiques of what you're doing, what your ideas are, you get a perspective from people who have lived different lives, from people who look at the world differently, and this can only benefit you. So don't fear feedback, judgment, and criticism. Use them to your advantage. Don't look at social connections or deeper relationships with your family members as some sort of hassle or as some sort of a negative thing. It can only make you stronger. The key is be willing to change, be willing to adapt, be willing to accept other people's feedback and be transformed in a positive way because you were willing. Thank you for watching this video. We appreciate your support. If you haven't already done so, please click the like button and hit subscribe. Please be sure to click the bell notification icon so you don't miss any of our updates. If you have any dreams you'd like us to interpret and analyze, please leave all the details in the comments. Leave anonymous comments, but we will be able to still interpret and analyze your dreams and put out a video based on that information. Check our channel regularly to see if your dream interpretation request has been fulfilled. To support our mission of helping people from all over the world live their best lives by tapping the power of their dreams, please click the share button and share this video on all your social media accounts. Thank you for sharing your time with us on this donkey dream interpretation video, and we'll see you soon in our next video.